Evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Red Report. Anthony's back this week. How you doing, bruv?
But not too bad, bro. Hopefully you're all right. Sorry, I've missed a couple of weeks. I've just been a bit busy, but I'm back now.
That's all right. 1 minute. Sorry, people. Yeah, sorry about that. Just my daughter's surprise visit. Uh, what was we going to do? Right, we're going to talk about Atletico Bilbao, first round of the Champions League. How did we play? We're going to ask Anthony. People might have seen my video already, my match reaction. But I want to ask Anthony how he thought we played. What did you think of the team selection, etc. So, Anthony, let's take it away. Talk to me about how you felt about from the start, how you felt the first half went, the second half. You can round it on.
First half, I think we cancelled each other's out. You know what I mean? We never had answers for anyone. No one had answers for anything. We had a few chances and that. I think Jokeres didn't really get the supply that he needed, to be fair. But at the same time, I think Eze shouldn't have been put on the left. I think he should have been played in the middle. And we might have got a bit better from that. You know what I mean? In the end, really, that's the only decision I would have changed. I probably would have started with Martinelli or Trossard and put Eze in the middle. But yeah, as I said, I think Eze's his best role for us is going to be in that number 10 role. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would have preferred as well. I said in my video that Eze on the left, he's isolated.
Yeah,
he's not. I thought this was a great chance with Odegaard being out injured. I thought this was a great chance for us to utilise Emirates Eze the way we should have. And I mean, a lot of people are saying that it was all right on the left, but I just think that
he's done a job.
Really an out left winger. People are saying that other fans are saying about how he played there for Palace, but if you look, it's all been contradictions, right? And there has been a heat map. I think Sky Sports released it, and there was a heat map, and it showed you where he plays the heat map, where he plays where he played for Palace, and there was a little bit on the left, but a lot of it was inside, like a left 10, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like in the 10 position, bright red. The game against Atletico Bilbao, it was all the touchline. The whole touchline was red. And he
that's what I was told to do.
And Arteta kept saying to him, right, giving it to him, stay that way.
Obviously, they bought him it shows they bought him as a left winger. But
they bought him as a left winger, but in my opinion, he's a much better player.
He is. If he's allowed to cut inside from the left wing, then he probably will do a bit better damage. You know what I mean? He wasn't. You know, he wasn't allowed it. And to be fair, that's the only disappointment. I think obviously we needed the old guard to come on and save us. It's obviously $2 billion. Well, Martinelli, to be fair, I think now Martinelli's been given that challenge. He's pushed him forward a bit. And I've always thought he was a bit more effective off the bench anyway. And mate, to be fair, he can't beat his strike, his first strike, which I always thought he wasn't good enough when he got time. He done really well with it.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think to myself that I think Eze coming and pushing him from that place has made him a bit better. But obviously, it's only really the first game, so you don't really know. But he's he's not utilised. He's not utilised where he needs to be utilised. We all thought we was getting him in as a not as a replacement, but someone to push Odegaard. You know what I mean? But obviously, we bought him as a left winger. It proves that with Arteta telling him to keep going on the wing.
Something's wrong with your camera. It keeps going funny. Is it? You got to keep
Yeah,
it.
the dog's excited. It's not. He keeps jumping around.
Okay. Luca talks. Dons, how you doing, Luca? Yeah, we're okay. Come on, you Gunners. We will beat City. We're going to talk about that in a bit, mate. Here we are again. The guy from last week. How you doing? Hope you're well. I think Eze played absolutely fine on the left wing.
He done a job. I'll say he done a job. I want to take it away from him. He done a job. Like, he done what he was asked to do. Which as a football player or as a manager, you couldn't ask no more than that from a player. You know, but obviously that's not his best position.
No, it absolutely ain't. And his position is the 10. Maybe going a little bit, like an inside forward off the left, maybe like Martinelli used to do, like Saka does inside right, like cutting in onto his left foot, cutting in. But he wasn't allowed to do it. He kept being shouted at. Don't cut in. Stay out. Hug the touchline. Hug the touchline.
Yeah.
You see, Arteta instructing him to do it. And I just thought, he's got like maybe it might change against City if he starts. I think he's going to go with Martinelli against City anyway on that left. But maybe it might change. Maybe he's just trying to be a bit too smart, in my opinion. He's trying to change things too, like trying to do different things and trying to use players in multiple positions. I mean, I'm old school, right? I mean, you know, like. If you're a left winger, you play on the left wing. If you're a 10, you play on the left. If you're a strike, if you're a left back or a centre back, play there. But he's got a lot of versatile players, if you like, jack of all trades and a master of none. You know, apart from our centre backs, I think Mosquera's been the surprise package so far this season for us.
He's brilliant. He's brilliant. Yeah. Much brilliant. I was worried when Saliba got injured. I was much worried, but he's performing well. This Mosquera really well.
We haven't missed Saliba. We haven't missed him.
No, that's what I mean. We haven't.
I think we will beat City. I do. Well, hopefully we do. We'll obviously we all want us to beat City. But I mean, we beat them 5-1 last time at the Emirates last season. You know, do you remember that? Played very well as well in that game, man. Frustrated them. We may as well get used to Eze playing on the left because that's where he'll be playing. Do you think he'll? Do you think because as soon as Martinelli come on, 20 seconds into the game, he puts us 1-0 up. Do you think against City they're going to drop Eze? Will they start Martinelli? What do you think?
Well, to be fair, I think they've. But Martinelli, he's going to be coming in, to be fair. He scored a goal and stuff like that. But again, he's improved his effectiveness off the bench as an impact player. And Arteta likes them players, like Trossard, everyone like that, you know.
Trossard come on as well and scored the second goal.
Yeah, I know, He's set up Martinelli. Yeah, he's set up with my. So I mean, the old guard, we needed the old guard to come and do it. You know what I mean? So I would like him to start easy. If he wants to play him on the left, that's fine. Just give him a free roam to cut inside. You know what I mean? Just when the opportunity arises there, let him come inside. With Crystal Palace, if there's a cut inside, someone else covered on the left. That's what they need to do. You know, like they need, if he give him a bit of free roam.
But what was frustrating for me is that big up AFC always. By the way, sorry, let me just read the chat a minute, and I'll tell you what I was going to say. We have a great defensive unit, but Arteta's handbrake football keeps us vulnerable. Is it sustainable? Is it sustainable always having the handbrake on and not just go and express yourself? You want to take the handbrake off? You know what I mean? I get what he's saying. Did you see, mate? We was just talking about that AFC always. Did you see Arteta shouting at Eze to hog the left wing when he's trying to drift into the 10? Yeah, we was just speaking about that. Arteta will drop Eze for Martinelli in the City game you watch. We were just speaking about that as well, bro. It's like he's reading our minds. Eze played very well left wing versus Liverpool and Forest when he come on. Was he? Oh, hang on a minute. Did he
He
start
got, he
against?
got, he got an assist against Forest, didn't he? He got an assist
He
against
didn't
Forest.
start against Liverpool, though, did he?
No, he didn't. No.
Emmanuel's pushing Odegaard. I would love to see Emmanuel playing that 10 as well, as it happens.
Yeah.
I think he covered very well for Saka last season as well, coming
Yeah,
in off.
that would be perfect for me. If you start Eze on the left and you have Enrara in the number 10 role, when Eze drips into the number 10, Enrara can go to the wing. You know, that like the interchange each other, because Enrara can play there as well. You know,
He
like
can play anywhere across that front,
that's what yeah.
10,
So
7
it's
in
worth
here.
if you want versatile players in your team, then it's worth having. Have them chop and change. Give them all the free roamers, and one goes down, one goes up. But you know what I mean? Chop and change, just like what Barcelona, like Vinicius Junior, Vinicius Junior, swapping the wings. You know what I mean? He gets his free roam.
Yeah, I like what AFC always is saying here. When Saka comes back, try Saka left wing. He'd have to hug the touchline though. He can't. He's left-footed, so he'd have to go down to the byline and then cross. He won't cutting in on his right foot might be a little bit different than what he's over on the other side. That might be.
He's got a good cross with his right foot. He can play with his right foot still, but has he got that same shot? You don't know.
It's nowhere near as good though, is it? I mean, he played left back when he first come through.
Yeah, wing back. Yeah, wing back he was brilliant with wing back.
He played behind Martinelli, and Martinelli was a good player then. Martinelli played well every game when he had Saka behind him or when he had Tierney behind him. When Martinelli's got support behind, this is what I was going to say before I went to the chat. Arteta stopped Eze from cutting in the 10, but allowed Calafiore from left back to invert into midfield and move up into the 10.
Yeah.
Which, for me, I thought, well, then there's a big hole behind her. There's a big hole behind
you know, at some points, it was like we was playing with 3 centre-backs. You know what I mean? Because and it was like Calafiore was the player that was left to free roam and do what he wants.
Yeah,
to be fair, I've seen it. I've seen it in Man City whenever he's like the likes of Bernardo Silva at left back. You know what I mean? They're basically played with 3 centre backs. He's dropped back when he's had to, but he's had the free roam of the pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Calafiore sort of had the same.
Here we are again saying Eze completed the most dribbles in the game versus Bilbao and was fouled the most times. You'll find that the player that dribbles the most does get fouled the most, like Grealish used to. Grealish, like when he was at Villa, I mean, I think he was the most fouled player in the league about 3 years running or something, weren't he? The most, he was only instructed to hug the touchline in certain situations. We saw Eze pick up the ball in the middle. I didn't. I have to disagree with you. I didn't see that.
I didn't really see it, to be fair. I didn't know.
I think sometimes you see things differently.
Yeah,
one second. Sometimes you see, when we talk over each other, they can't hear us anything. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
I didn't see that. And to be fair, a lot of the play, what I saw, we see things differently. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. You can't say I'm wrong. But what it is, I felt a lot of the play went down the right-hand side, if I'm not mistaken. And it was Madueke. You might be thinking of Madueke, I don't know. Here we go again. Madueke was constantly running down that right flank, running. I thought we had a good game. So certain other people I spoke to said, no, there was no end product. But he kept running at the fullback and he was cooking the fullback, getting past him, but couldn't get the ball in. That was Madueke. I didn't see Eze doing that. Eze was isolated on his own over there on the left. Calafiore was in the middle bit where he should be. And then obviously it was just pushed over a little bit with Gabriel and Maresca just pushing over a little bit. Timber was also coming up, inverting. So it was a bit asymmetrical for me. And a lot of play I felt was going down that right-hand side. Not enough of it going through the middle. Moreno kept getting smashed. He was on his arse most of the time. Just the way I
agree. I do agree with you. I do agree with the fact that I thought most of it went down the right. I like to say that I was very against and despised Manduaki coming to the team, but how wrong I was. He's been unbelievable. I think since he's come, he's been a totally different player than he was at Chelsea, and I think he's unbelievable. To be fair, and what an asset to the squad.
Yeah, he's an asset, and I mean, I coated it off. I wasn't happy with
Yeah,
it.
I did as well.
I went a bit. What we're giving him? What we're giving Chelsea another 50 million for? I know a couple of Chelsea fans, and you're getting a player, mate. They said to me, "You're getting a player."
Yeah.
These are Chelsea fans that go to the bridge. Yeah, they go. So you see, when you go regular, you see more. You notice more
Yeah,
on the TV. Like you don't notice as much. It's not the same as going to the ground, is it? You know that.
yeah, I thought
It's not the
so.
same. You notice it more. I suppose if you see it on the telly and it stands out even further, it means they're even more of an exceptional player. But I absolutely thought that Madueke, he was my man in the match. To be fair,
Yeah, he was good,
he was
mate. He
my
was
man in
good.
the match,
As you
and
said,
I've said,
his work rate was brilliant. His pressing was brilliant.
mm,
Every time he got the ball, he would look forward. He wanted to go direct with it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I thought he's been brilliant, and he's been like that every game he's played. You know.
Don't forget,
Um,
guys, tick a like on the stream for us. It gets it out there, makes it spread out to other people on YouTube, and we might get a few more people coming over into the chat for future shows and that. Spread the love for us. Well appreciated if you could do that. Just press the like button. I'm not asking for subscribers or anything like that. Just press that like button and let the rest do itself. If you like the stream, that is. If you don't, then you ain't got. AFC always. Why would you move our best right winger to left wing? Don't make that much sense. Don't make much sense, does it? Says here we are again. If we lose to Port Vale in the League Cup next week, Arteta should be sacked on the spot. Absolutely agree with you there, bro. Port Vale, absolutely agree with you that, mate. I think we're going to see wholesale changes for that Port Vale game. If we lose to Port Vale in the League Cup, I've just read that. Saka right wing is so predictable. Madueke isn't. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Madueke is better than Saka. Okay. Let's go to Charles. Arsenal gave more possession to City, even in the 5-1 and 1-0 home wins. Yeah, we beat them 1-0 at home. The year was that 2023. Yeah, it was 2023. It was 1-0 at home, and I think they beat us away, and then we beat them. It was this year, at the end of last season. I think it was back in February, that sort of time, or March, if I remember rightly. We beat them 5-1 at the Emirates near the end of the season, weren't it? I think was that the game where Miles Lewis-Skelly scored and he copied or did he score in the 1-0? No, he scored in that game, I think, and he copied the
he copied Haaland,
celebration,
didn't
and they came in for it. Do you remember?
he? Yeah.
Haaland's celebration. Anyway, let's just read this. Arsenal gave more possession to City. I believe in giving more possession away anyway. Sometimes you surrender the ball and then you press them away and you hit them on the counter attack. You sit back a little, give it the ball, sit back a little bit, then go for the press, win the ball back. That's perfect tactic for a player like Gyökeres. Perfect.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I
I'm just saying this.
he worked well with Manduaki as well. He worked well with Manduaki as well. Gyökeres. In that game, I thought he did work well with him. He knew where the runs were coming from, and you know what I mean.
Let's finish this. Sorry, Charles. Hang on. For the 5-1 and 1-0 home wins, every sensible should expect off the ball work. Every sensible.
It must be every sensible fan.
Yeah, off the ball work on Sunday. So if it's Moreno, Rice, and Zubimendi start, it's absolutely fair for that game. Okay. Laugh at that. Laugh. I'll do that when I laugh my head off. But on text messages. Since when is Saka predictable? Give it a rest, mate. Saka has more GA than Madueke and has played only 15 games. If Saka is predictable, why can't they stop him? They double and treble up on him, don't they? They double and treble up on him. The chat's getting a bit boo 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 boo. We like it. Please give Eze one game off his Champions League introduction, top four La Liga side away. He has not played such games ever. He has to be given time to rise to the performance that Champions League nights demand. And look, listen, I thought the stadium, I thought the fans were fantastic. The atmosphere in that stadium was brilliant. It could have got to him a little bit. He's never experienced anything like that. I understand what you're saying, Charles. I just think he was played out of position. I'm not coping him off. I'm not having a go at it. Far from it. Far from it. It's on the manager, in my opinion. It's on the manager. Play him where he's more comfortable. I know he's going to be over there. I know he's been bought probably to be a long-term successor to Martinelli. And, well, long-term, I say long-term, he's 28.
He's older than Martinelli.
Yeah, he's older. You know, this is another thing I can't put my finger on as well. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it just, I don't think he was an Arteta choice. Like Gyökeres wasn't. It was Berta's choice. Eze. I think Eze was more Berta's choice as well. And is he doing it on purpose? Is he trying to make him look bad? Is he playing a different way to prove himself right? We shouldn't have got Gyökeres. We shouldn't have got Eze. We should have got Sesko. We should have got whoever else, Rodrigo or Xavi Simons or whoever else that he likes. I don't know. Maybe he's doing it just to try and prove a point, but he's going to cut off his nose to spite his face. You know why? Because if he don't win nothing this season, I think his head's going to be on a chopping block. And if we're not competing by Christmas, say by Christmas, we're like 5th, 6th, or we're down there somewhere, I think he's making a rod for his own back. He better watch his own back there, mate, because I think Berta's there for a reason, and I think Berta's there just to move him out of the club. I've just got this feeling. I've got this feeling about it. I really have. AFC always. Saka is predictable, right wing. We all know what he's going to do. I don't know if I agree with that AFC always. I don't know if he's. I think they've worked him out a little bit. I don't think there's much more he can do when he's got 2 or 3 players on him. Maybe he should release the ball a little bit earlier, But if you had someone a bit better than Odegaard in the midfield, in the 10 position, maybe releasing the ball earlier would take out them 3 players or 2 or 3 players that always seem to pile on Saka, and Odegaard could then do the give and go, and Saka could come round the back. I don't know. There's ways of working it out. He's a little bit. I don't know, man. Sometimes you think he's done that, he's doing that again. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But that's not on the player either. You can't.
For me, it's the supplier. And for me, it's the supplier. For me, it's Odegaard's job to know that as a captain, as our technician, as our tactician, and you know what I mean. Our person is meant to be there, supplying the balls, giving and going, doing all that. He received that quick ball from Saka and then pass it backwards. Yeah, you want to think about you going over the top there, Saka ran around the back. You know what I mean? And then it's down. For me, it's down to his supplier. If he's got no option, then to run at these 3 players that's around him, then that's what he's got to do. You know what I mean? There's no give and go otherwise. Odegaard's rather not quite cutting it on the pitch and not where he needs to be, or if he does receive the ball when he needs to be, it's the wrong pass.
Yeah. Calafiori moves into those positions to create space for Eze because he helps to occupy the centre backs, leaving Eze basically one-on-one with his fullback. I don't get what you mean by that. I didn't see none of that. All I just see was him out there on his own. I see him standing most of the game. He was standing there like that. I've seen him standing. I see he did have a few runs at his fullback. I did say, go and watch my match reaction. here we are again. Drop off if you want. Go and watch my match reaction and then come back and tell me what you think. Because I done it at half time. I done a half time match reaction, then I thought straight up half time. As soon as the whistle went, I done a half time match reaction. Then I done a full time match reaction as soon as the whistle went, and I put them together. And then I done the video out of that. Sorry, I don't agree. Eze was never. Oh, he was isolated, mate. I mean, we must have been watching but we must have been watching different games, bro. We must have been. It's good though. It's good to disagree. You ain't always got to agree with everything anybody says.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Marino had a good game. He was only instructed. He's only instructed his ass because he was getting fouled. If you're getting fouled, yeah, but he go over too easy. Look, it's a tactic. It's a tactic. You go, you like all these continental players. I think they learn. I'm not saying they are. I don't know gospel, but in my opinion, in the last 20, 25 years, or maybe longer, maybe 30 years even, since we have predominantly, and it is predominantly, especially at the big clubs, more of these continental players diving, winning, drawing fouls, and that is part of the continental tactic. It always has been. It's in our game there, and it's part. Listen, our players at youth level, grassroots, they're taught to do it as well. They start that style.
Drawing the foul.
He's being fouled, but he's drawing the fouls and he's going over easy to win the free kicks. He's not being,
He's drawing the fouls.
If you're a manager, if you've ever managed any team, or you've coached done any coaching, you'll know. So you know what I'm. If you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, you haven't. I mean, I have. I've coached kids teams. I've coached 2 different kids teams for big clubs in East London, like Simreb. Two teams at Simreb, and there was another team as well. I didn't last there long. I only went for a few sessions, but I wanted to get back into it. But then I thought, I can't be bothered. I went for Popular Boys for a few weeks on my mate's team, and I remember why I left the job. The kids, the crying, the everything. It was just too much. Saka is not predictable. Give it a rest, AFC, always. If you're predictable, you're easy to defend. Saka is far from easy to defend. That's why they put 3 players on him. Give it a rest, AFC. Let's see what AFC comes back with here. Yes, AFC, how are you? Luca. We've got to play Eze in the 10. Play Zubi, Rice, Marino. I don't think Odegaard be fit. Maybe bench Saka. Maybe bench Saka. I don't think Odegaard may be fit. Maybe bench Odegaard. Right. Saka, I wouldn't play. Saka, maybe not. Why would we want to kill Medawaki's performances? No, Saka, listen, even Saliba. I'd leave Saliba on the bench. Just bring him back against Port Vale, maybe Saliba if he's fit. Bring him back against Port Vale, or bring him on for 10 minutes.
Back in.
Hey,
ease him back in. Why we've now got a bit of strength?
Ease him back in. Yeah, give him a few minutes.
Back in, yeah.
City, depending on the score, obviously, depending on if we're winning the game and then we've got 10 minutes left, maybe we could bring him on for like 10 minutes or something. And then I think we've got Port Vale before Newcastle, ain't we? I think it's Port Vale in the League Cup before we get Newcastle next weekend. And then Port Vale, you can bring them players back. Your Odegaard, your Saliba, your Saka if he's all right. Spit, he's got to be all right though. This is what the strength and depth's all about. And if you get injuries, then you're playing your cup games, and you bring the other players that you can rest Raya. Rest Raya, bring Kepa on. Kepa. For Newcastle. Let's go to Gargamel there. I've just seen. I ain't seen him for a little while. Why can't we play him in the 10? Feed the ball to Jokovic. This is what I mean. This is how I would play him. I would play him. In fact, Odegaard's tried to feed it through a few games that I've seen him, before he's hurt his shoulder again. They've been unsuccessful. He's tried that ball a few times, and it's gone nowhere. He has tried.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. But for me, I think he's had it. He's had it for me. He's had it. I think he's a bench warmer. Keep him in the squad. Decent. It might have an impact off the bench. They're called finishers now, by the way. Did you see what Arteta called them? Did you see it in the press conference?
No, I didn't.
He called them substitutes. He called them finishers. He's got like a new word.
Well, and I remember that Arsenal thing on Amazon. He said we don't call them substitutes; we call them impact players.
Impact players.
So
He's reinvented the wheel again. He's called them finishers. I don't know if we can beat City yet. Listen, they could cause us some serious problems. And Ireland's getting his shooting boots back on. They had a little bit of a shaky start, but you know, they're starting to find their feet a little bit, and they can be dangerous. They can be. Ireland, look at Ireland. He speaks for himself, mate. But you know, Saliba and Gabriel kept him quiet. Either one of them, you know, they've kept him quiet in recent games. But I think Gabriel, he probably be more. He plays more to the left side anyway, doesn't he? So he's going to be on Maresca. They might swap that.
Yeah.
He might swap that and put Gabriel on him. But then it's the balance thing, isn't it? Because Gabriel's left foot is Maresca's right foot.
But it'd be interesting to see Maresca with him. The boy's got no fear. What he's proved so far, he's got no fear.
No,
it'd be interesting to see him against Ireland. It would. Well, it might not work out. He might fall, but mate, he's got no fear. These young kids, and that's what you need sometimes. The hunger, you know what I mean? They're not scared to take out a player like Ireland, you know. So
let's be honest with you. Players will not come to this club unless they come to the club because it's Arsenal, bruv. Come on, mate. They're not going to come to the club because of Arteta. They come to the club because it's Arsenal. Arsenal football. It's not Arteta Football Club. It's Arsenal Football Club. Come on, man. Please don't say that.
I agree with. I don't agree with what he's saying there about Arsenal. I can understand what he means because when the time Ancelotti took over Everton, James Rodriguez only went to Everton for Carlo Ancelotti. Yeah, I can understand that, but that don't happen at Arsenal. You come in there for Arsenal, you know what I mean? You know,
if we had Ancelotti at Arsenal, we would have won in the last 5 years, especially the 3 runners-up positions we got. We would have won 2 out of them at least. We would have won. I mean, in the last 5 years, if we would have had Ancelotti's manager, we might have been runners-up a couple of times and won 2 or 3 of them. Been runners-up, but we wouldn't have finished 8th and 5th. 100% not before we've got the 3 second places. 100% not. Berto is here to help Arteta. If Berto, I think he's there to move him on, mate. I think he really is. I think he's apparently, you know, just my opinion. You might be right. But I think he's here to get him out, mate. I think he's here just to help the transition of getting him out, finding a new manager. I mean, Diego Simeone, he works with before, didn't he, at Atletico Madrid? Did you see him go off alarming last night? Some Liverpool fan had a pop at him, I think. He just went mental. What do you guys think about Henry critiquing Gyökeres on CBS versus the criticism players wearing jeans does more air flicks than shots, so-called 10-plus title Premier League legends? Listen, I'm not having listen, Henry can say what he likes. He's a legend. And the people are jumping on him saying that it's Arteta's, you know, he's got no excuses. And I agree, he's got no excuses. People are jumping on Arsenal legends. It's more the younger fans, I think. I might be wrong, I don't know, but it's more the younger fans. I mean, Henry's a legend. Tony Adams, he's had a pop at Odegaard, but Tony Adams is a legend. People are too quick. They're too quick to have a go at old players, but they know what they're talking about. I know they both have failed managerial careers, but not all the greatest players make good managers. There's a lot of managers that had failed, a lot of brilliant players that have had failed management careers. And I'll tell you something as well. Jose Mourinho was a great manager. He might be a little bit past it now. I think he's just gone to Benfica or somewhere, isn't he? But he wasn't a great player. Arsene Wenger wasn't a great player. But look at the manager. Look at
Ferguson weren't a great player.
Ferguson. Apparently was decent. But Ferguson apparently was decent.
He didn't win any trophies or anything, though, did he?
I don't know, but apparently he was a decent player. Watch that link. Watch that link. You can see many times as they picks up the ball in the middle. He's not hugging the touchline. Mate, do I have to get the heat map? Do I have to get the heat map, please? I wish I'm going to try and get the heat map. I swear. What's wrong with calling subs finished? What impact players? It's all because you find it cringe. Or no, I just thought it is very cringe, man. Why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? What's wrong with you? You really like Arteta, don't you? You really like him, mate. I'll tell you something. You must be Arteta's biggest fan. You've got to be Arteta's biggest fan.
Mate, I like Arteta, but not that much. You know, bloody hell.
What do you think, guys, about the slot mojo that is happening in the north? Winning goals, yeah, but last minute, yeah, they've had every game they've played in, they've got last minute winners so far. I mean, Ferguson used to do it. Champions do that, mate. Champions find a way.
Yeah.
They don't
win ugly.
Yeah, like we did. We won ugly against Atletico Bilbao. I thought it was, I didn't really think.
I thought we cancelled each other out.
You keep talking over me, Anthony.
Sorry,
you have to wait. What I'm saying is, champions. Yeah, champions. That's how they win titles, cups, leagues, whatever. They keep going. They never give up. They never surrender. Look at the game last night against Atletico Madrid. I mean, when they come back to 2-2, you think they did not stop. They didn't give up. They kept on. They kept on. Liverpool, and they got their reward. You don't stop until the referee blows that whistle. You don't stop. Arteta would have tried to lock that game up at 2-2. Lock it up. No. We're happy with the point. Liverpool don't. It's a difference between a world-class manager and a scaredy cat manager. Also, serious. It's a difference, mate. Look at Eddie Howe against Liverpool. I know they lost the game in the end, but they was 2-0 down with 10 men, and he never stopped. Never stopped going. Got it back to 2-2. Unfortunately, the 10 men I think it was right late into injury time as well, weren't it? 6-7 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Finally get out after being pressed and held back for about 35 minutes. Liverpool defended well, I've got to say, and they broke out. Obviously, the extra man. The extra man was over. The young kid over on the left as it's come through the middle or gone over to the right. It's crossed in, slobber slide, it goes through his legs, dummy. Acres of space on the left-hand side, he cuts in and scores. The young kid. It's just, you just got to keep on. You've got to never give up, never surrender. Yeah. That attitude is why, they win titles and cups, mate. Champions Leagues, whatever. We beat City 5-1 last season and we were very depleted, but people think we might not win the weekend. Hilarious. Yeah, because, we don't know how he's going to set up or how he's going to play, do we? We have conceded. Yeah, I know. But how many we scored? Yeah. We should be scoring. Look, I get the defence is solid. We're not criticising the defence. We beat City 5-1 meant nothing because we didn't win the league. He always says that, AFC always. King Henry has spoken. When he talks, you listen. Same as Tony Adams, legends, AFC always.
But see, these ain't just legends.
AFC
These are also
always.
fans of the club.
Oh my God! Have you still got a bit of history? AFC beating City 5-1 means something. It shows we are compared to them right now. It might be a Gals, mate. Here we are again. You could be. You could be. Do you watch the Gals channel? Because I think you got a similar. I know I'm talking about here we are again. They've got similar. You know, they can't do no wrong. You can't criticise.
Yeah.
The aim of sport is to win trophies. Absolutely, always. It really is. Or die trying. It's not about liking Arteta. It's about being fair. Just because he uses different name means that it's not about liking Arteta. But that's what you said the players going to the club for. I don't. You're not making any contradiction yourself a little bit there, bro. I didn't say players come to the club because of Arteta. I said players come to the club because everyone at the club agrees they should be bought. Berta doesn't force players on the manager. How do you know that? So that's your opinion. I've got my opinion. You're entitled to it, bro. But I believe he does. You believe he don't.
Well, there's a lot of rumours around that Gyökeres, that Arteta didn't want Gyökeres.
No, he didn't.
You know,
He
like a lot of he wanted Sesko. There's a lot of facts around that. You know, it's like not just rumours, facts about it. So
no, Berta wanted Gyökeres, and we was only interested in Gyökeres when Berta come to the club. But Arteta tried to sign Sesko twice, last summer, January, and this summer. 3 times then. 3 times. Can you imagine Arteta being 2-0 down at Anfield? Can you imagine Arteta being 2-0 down at Anfield? I don't know. Well, possibly. I think we beat City. Lucas saying it again. I think we beat City. We scored 11 goals in 5 games. How many more do you want? I wanted more against Liverpool, that's for sure. We should have put Liverpool to the sword. Don't you think we could have played better at Anfield? Don't you think we should have had a go at them? I think we could have had a go at them. I think we could have. It's not all right. It's not about drawing. Listen, we drew 14 games last season. 14. About 9 or 10 of them were from winning positions because he tried to lock up and protect the defence. And then we conceded. It's not sustainable. You've got to go for the jugular. You've got to score more goals, then lock up. That's what I think. Evening, James. How you doing, sir? Hope you're well. You can see why Aubameyang grabbed Arteta's throat. He's just got one of them faces, I think, isn't he? And it's quite annoying to me. Gyökeres literally said he was convinced of coming to the club after he spoke to him. He would say that. Do you believe that? Do you believe that really and truly? I don't believe it, mate. Do you watch and listen to his interview when he joined? Not really, nah. What for? What I want to watch his interview? I'm glad beside him. He's the striker I wanted. I don't need to watch any interviews. I watch football, mate. Not I'm talking shit. That's why I don't watch it, because they talk shit. He's had to say that. He's got to make the club look good. He's got to make Arteta look good, isn't he? He's got to. That's his manager. He can't speak out against him. He couldn't say in that interview. How could he say in that interview, no, I didn't come because Arteta wanted me. I come because of Andrea Berta wanted me. Can't say that. He's got to say it's because of Arteta. It's all about, what they called it? One minute. Talk, Ant.
yeah, it's all about working behind the scenes. That's what it is. People like that don't get no. People like Berta won't get no credit for stuff like that. Arteta is pretty much the face of the club, so you know. It was convinced to come into the club with Miguel. I heard of another.
It's all PR.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Berta works behind the scenes. He's not down to take credit of that. You know, like as I said, he's Arteta's the face, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, absolutely. It's not about him lying or anything like that. It's just you know, he's probably got a script that he has to read out. You know, when he's been introduced or whatever. Don't believe everything. Don't believe everything you hear, man. Use your own eyes. Use your own heart. You know. Right, old school guy, Dave. How you doing, sir? Also, we literally linked before Tesco. We weren't. It's false rumours. Oh, it's my daughter. You weren't waving at Andy there. You were waving at about 10,000 YouTube watchers. About 10,000. Yeah.
That's your line.
No, I'm not. No, don't. Also, we were literally. We wasn't, mate. It was rumours. What you watch AFTV probably. That was a load of old shit. We linked to every player that God put breath into on that channel. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying, you know, that's what their narrative is. Oh, we linked to this one. They say they got the information. We linked to all these players. We hardly ever buy any of them that we link to what he says. Thank you, Berta, for getting Gyökeres and Benjamin Tesco, which are not Benjamin Tesco, what Arteta wanted. Absolutely agree with you there. AFC always. Why would you? I'm not saying he was lying. I'm just saying that, you know, it's PR. Don't you understand how it works? Why was he convinced to come? He said Mikel. Of course, he's going to say Mikel. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it, mate. Okay, and there's what have you seen with your own eyes and heart to tell you, Mikel? He wanted to sign Sesko, Benjamin Sesko. Tried to sign him 3 times. Tried to sign him this summer, January, last summer. I've just said that. I just told you. He didn't want Gyökeres. He weren't going to sign 2 strikers, was he?
Not a chance, no.
Google it, please. I've got to get a heat map and the Google for this. Here we are again.
I swear in one of the interviews, he just said, Gyökeres said, this is all because of Berta. I'm here speaking to Berta. Berta's bringing me over. Like, he didn't mention Arteta once.
Wait a minute. Can you see me still?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm going on Shane's channel right after this, and he put it on his channel. Yeah, the heat map for Emirates for the game against from when he was at Palace and the game against Bilbao, right? And the comparison, right, was night and day. And I don't know how we got it. I wish I could find it, and I need to prove it to this. What's his name? Here we are again. I need to prove it to him. I can't find that heat map that it was. It was basically for Palace, yeah.
Mm.
This was I think this is the one for Palace, maybe. Hang on. Let's go back over here. Let me show you this. This is when he was at Palace. Can I jump on the live? So, yeah, you can jump on the live, man. Absolutely. I will put this. I'll put the link in the chat there, bruv. Yeah. Paste. Yeah, the link's in the chat, mate. Let me see if I can share the screen. Excuse me. Right, can you see that? Can you see this here? That's that was the Palace one, yeah? The one for Atletico Bilbao was, see that line, the touchline across there? just across there. Just across there.
Yeah.
That's what it was. You know? I mean, I
There's
can't.
I'd have him start on the left again. He just needs to get free roam. Free roam is what he needs.
Yeah, I think he just needs to be in the 10, or on the left, but not hugging the touchline. Even
Yeah,
Martinelli
that's what I
cut in.
mean. Yeah,
Even
that's what I
Martinelli
mean. Let him
cut in.
cut in. Let him cut in and make something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let him cut in and make something.
Here we are again. The if you're still there, mate, the link is in the chat. It's in the chat. If you want to click it, but you come on for 5-10 minutes. Is he not a left winger? Not in my opinion either. Not in my opinion either, mate. He's a 10. He's an absolute 10 to me. And I just put the heat map on the screen, didn't I? AFC always.
Yeah.
He's in on Shane Gooner's. He goes in Shane Gooner's show sometime, not on the show, but in the chat. Did you see the heat map? Static's in the chat. How you doing, sir? How you doing, Static? Hope you're well.
Static, you right, mate?
The link's in the chat if you want to come on for 10 minutes. I mean, there's a little call in there. Here we are again, called it on. And he said he wanted to come on, but he's not clicked it as yet. I can't stay for too long because I am going over to Shane Gooner's channel. I'm going over there for the bruised banana. Eze is attacking midfielder. It is his natural position to the end. Static saying it. Haley, I was there. I saw Shane's heat map. He saw Shane's heat map.
Yeah.
And it was that the line against Bilbao, he did not pick the ball up in the midfield. He did not carry it anywhere. It was a red line where the touchline of the picture of the pitches. You know, all that heat map of the other one of when he was at Palace. It's all a little bit on the left, but like a big ball in the middle where he drops into the 10.
Yeah.
Arteta won't drop Odegaard for Eze. Yeah, but if he's injured, he might be injured still. Hopefully he is.
He's gonna have to, yeah.
9 likes.
If
like and subscribe. I've only got 9 likes on the video. Oh, that's a shame. Lee Anthony, I'm good, guys. It's great to see you again. Mate, if you want to jump on, it's in the chat somewhere. There's not been bundles of messages in the chat. So if you want to click the link, you can just jump on if you want and speak your mind quickly. But I'll give you a couple of minutes if you want to do that. But we're just gonna pick our team. I've done mine already. I've done a video, so watch that video. I've done my match lineup predictions. Anthony, first of all, what formation? What formation?
To be fair, I'd be going 4-3-3.
You're sticking with 4-3-3, yeah?
I'm sticking with 4-3-3. Obviously, you got Raya in goal. My centre backs are going with Gabriel and Mosquera. I think I would like to see Mosquera against Haaland. I think it'd be challenging for both of them. Really, might be the best, but like a lot better out Mosquera. Left back, I think I'll go with Lewis Kelly.
Good.
Just for I didn't like the way Calafiori was. Yeah, I didn't like that, to be fair. And I thought he was a bit more left back. I think that might free easy to cut more inside with Lewis Kelly bombing down the wings a bit more. You know what I mean? Give him that dial. And then obviously right back, I'll go Timber. I will start easy at left. I will start easy again at the left. Just because I think, again, if Martinelli could do something, he's better as a finisher or an impact player. His speed, once their right back's knackered, mate, you put Martinelli on, let him run and ragged, you know what I mean? It's in my head, that's a bit of a game plan. So I should have started in the middle first. The middle, I'll have Rice playing a bit more forward, Zubimendi and Marino at the bottom, and then Medaraki on the right, Jokovic up front.
Okay. I went for 4-2-3-1. I don't know. I'll tell you what I went for. Static, no problem, mate. You're stuck at work. Maybe next week. Yeah, no problem, sir. I went for a 4-2-3-1, and I wasn't sure because of Calafiore. I would have picked him. Calafiore got a little knock against Bilbao, so I'm not sure about it. But I said that if Calafiore's not fit, rotate him. I'll go for Skelly, as you said, but not. He's not really, to me. He's not the sort of player to overlap, is he? He's more of an inverted player. But I mean, Calafiore's inverted. That's how Arteta plays. It's not how I play. We haven't got a proper left back since Tierney left. We haven't got one that's going to be.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
You want your left back hugging that touch line, or your left wing back. You don't want your left winger. You need your winger to be turned into an inside forward, be more be more what's the word? Not diverse. I was going to say what's the word? Versatile and cutting in, obviously. But I mean, if failing Calafiore, it'd be Lewis Skelly. Keep that Hinsapi. Keep him. I might have started him against Port Vale. Hinsapi, at left back. But anyway, into the centre halves. Obviously, Gabriel Maresca. Don't care if Sleeper's fit. He could go on the bench. Stay there. Get even more better. Maybe get another 10, 15 minutes towards the end, depending on how we're doing and the score. Yeah, Raya in goal. I think I might have said Raya in goal. Timber, right back. I think you got to stick. I was thinking about stick or twisting. If it wasn't City, then obviously twist. You might mix it up a little bit and start using some of the other players. Maybe bring Norgard in, but not for City. Rice and Zubimendi, one in the 6, one in the 8. So they can swap over. Rice can go and join the attack. Other times, if it's on this side of the pitch, the right side, Zubimendi can go and Rice can tuck in. Like Vieira and Petit or Gilberto Silva. Bosch, one sits, one goes, joins the attack across the front three. It was Martinelli on the left, Eze in the middle, and Madawaki on the right with Gyökeres up front. That's what I went for. So that would prefer. And then I said maybe then you could drop into like a 4-4-2 with. And Eze just sitting behind. I thought we've got CK.
Well, see that was my thinking about the. Sorry, that was my thinking about the middle three, having the Zubimendi just at the back with Rice and Marino up front, so they're not in front of him, so they can chop and change, but it keeps that Zubimendi there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Welcome. Is this? Are you? Here we are again.
Yeah. I go by that name.
Easy. Great to have you.
What's that, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, am I coming through all right?
Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear, bro.
All right, sweet. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about just quickly about this whole thing about Berta's signings and Arteta's signings in it. I feel like it's not really. I feel like there's a misunderstanding there a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because, like.
Well, you think? Do you actually think that all these signings, all these players that we've signed? I mean, how many players did we sign? Was it 8 players or 7 players or something?
Yeah, we signed 8 players, isn't it?
So, 8 players, yeah.
So, like,
do you think they're all Arteta's choices then?
So, like, I feel like there's probably like situations with certain players where we might have had like a plan A version, right? But I feel like any player that we've signed, everyone in the club would have had to sign off on the player at least. So, for example, like it looks in the media like we've gone for like a Gyökeres, right? But we've also like looked at Sesko beforehand, innit? So you could say that maybe Sesko was our first option, but if you actually think about it, there's also a world where we've kind of duped Sporting into thinking that Sesko was our first option, and then use that as a bargaining chip to get Gyökeres at a lower fee. Because at the start of the window, we were hearing 100 million for Gyökeres in it, and why not? Because the guy scored 100 goals in 2 seasons, innit? So that's a hot striker, right? So the fact that we've got him for less than the likes of Ekatike, less than Wirtz, less than Isaac, but he scored more goals than these guys, kind of like says to me that maybe something happened there a little bit. Like, even if you look at like Maresca in it, before we got Mascara, there was there was like a little thing about us going for like a Lille defender. It's called some Brazilian Lille defender. I forgot what his name was, right? But we quickly pivoted to Mosquera, and maybe it's the fact that Mosquera was actually our first option, isn't it? Because just like Gyökeres, Mosquera basically told his club that he was not going to go anywhere but to Arsenal. And obviously Gyökeres did the same thing as well, right? So I feel like if these players don't feel like the manager wants them at the club, they're not going to come there, especially because they're top players, right? Like Gyökeres could have gone to anyone. He could have gone to Liverpool if he wanted to. He could have gone to, I don't know, whoever he wanted, right? AC Milan.
United wanted him, didn't they?
United wanted him.
United wanted him. Yeah.
And we all know that Amorim would have played him without a shadow of a doubt over any of the strikers that they had, right? But
he's top striker for 2 years beforehand, wasn't he?
Exactly. So if Gyökeres thought that Arteta, who, by the way, guys, is the manager, right? So he picks the teams. So if Gyökeres thought that Arteta's not going to play him, why would he come to the club? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, fair enough.
Go on, carry on, bro. Go on, carry on.
No, I was just going to say, fair enough. Like, Lee, you were saying that there's a chance that Burton might be dead for Arteta to leave, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I do.
But even if that is the case, right? This is a World Cup year, innit? So you have to play if you want to get into your national team, right? So Gyökeres at 27 is not really going to risk the fact that maybe this manager don't want me and I'm going to come here. And even if you don't play me for a year, I'm going to miss the World Cup potentially and then still play. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like there must be
it's possible that he's been told that, listen, don't worry about the manager. If he starts effing about, you know, he's on borrowed time anyway. The new manager that comes in, they all talk behind each other's backs. They used to call it tapping up, like with the whole thing with Ashley Cole years ago with Chelsea. Now you're hearing it every day that players are talking to clubs before the clubs are talking to each other. All personal deals are sorted out first before there's any deal between the clubs nowadays.
So I feel like that situation there with the players, that's the reason that's happening more is because there's these things called intermediaries or something like that, which is basically middlemen who speak from one side to the other. So they're not. It's basically it's like a cheat code, basically, right? So you will speak to a high level agent who actually isn't the agent of this said player, but he will speak to that guy's agent and say, "Hey, look, I've come from Arsenal. They are offering this much," and then they will come back to Arsenal and say, "Yep, they've agreed." You know what I'm saying? So technically, it's not a conflict of interest. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not illegal, but this is the kind of way got around these kind of things. And also, when it comes
to people representing the club, not employed by the club.
Yeah, exactly, innit? So it's sort of like a way of going about it without actually like getting into any legal disputes, innit? So I feel like obviously with the whole Gyökeres thing, how that like talking behind Arteta's back and saying like, yeah, he might not be here if he's fucking about. I would hear that if these next facts weren't facts. So first game of the season, Arteta has the option of playing Kai Havertz or Gyökeres against Man United, right? Gyökeres, who hasn't played in the Premier League before, he goes for Gyökeres instead of Kai Havertz, right?
So Kai Havertz is injured though.
No, Kai Havertz was on the bench. He was ready to play.
For Man United, he was.
He was ready to play.
I get that, but he's not fully fit.
Even if you think that he's not fully fit, right? It still tells you that, because like you said, like you think that Gyökeres wasn't Arteta signing, but my thing is like the same with Mosquera, for example, right? If these guys aren't trusted by the manager and the manager doesn't like them, as soon as Saliba's available to play, Saliba's gonna play. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, Same with, for example, Eze, right? If Eze wasn't Arteta signing, then as soon as Martinelli, like we'll see in it against Man City, and I feel like even if Eze drops to the bench against Man City, I don't think that's a bad thing anyway, because an Eze against the tired legs against Man City is also as good as it might be even better than Eze starting. Do you know what I'm saying? We just got good depth, right? But what I'm saying is, like, Arteta, if he didn't like Gyökeres in it, I don't think he would play him away at Man United. Who's like that's like a big game.
Yeah, so can I interrupt you there, please? Here we go, mate. Can I interrupt you there 1 minute? Because before Arteta come along, say again.
Just call me CK. Just call me CK.
I'll see. I gotta see. Sorry, man. So before Arteta come along, it happened to Emery. Emery wanted Zaha from Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
He agreed personal terms, add him everything else like that. Emery went into the office. I want Zaha. A week later, who does he get? He gets Pepe. Yeah, happened. The exact same thing happened to Emery.
I can kind of hear that, and obviously,
the exact same thing. It's proven to happen at Arsenal beforehand.
I feel like that situation is just a tiny bit different, right? Because obviously the whole setup at the club right now is completely different from the setup that was there back then, right? You haven't got Raul Sanelli anymore. You haven't got Vinay anymore. You haven't got who was the other one? I can't remember his name in it. But both of the two main guys, the sporting director and the technical director, are not the same anymore, innit? Right now, under Arteta, the technical and sporting directors have been Vinay for like 2 years, and Edu was the sporting director. Now the sporting director is Berta, right? And obviously, I think that the whole point of Berta coming in is that the club realized that they need someone who is like specialized when it comes to building a good squad, right? Edu hasn't done that before. Like before he came to Arsenal, he was doing up Brazil. I think he was like this.
Yeah.
With the Brazilian national team. Can't remember his job role, right? But it wasn't to do with teams in Europe. It wasn't to do with building a squad at club level, right? And with Berta, he has a track record of buying cheap players, but they are absolute gems. We're seeing that with the likes of right now. We're seeing that with the likes.
That's what Wenger had the same talent. Wenger had the same talent, mate.
Exactly. And that's also that's the heart of Arsenal, right? Like the heart of Arsenal is buying cheap but making superstars, right? And we're doing that right now. We've done it already with players like Saliba. We've done it with Gabriel. There's a few spots here and there, but it's not consistent enough, right? And I feel like that's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to make these signings more consistently, because when you have quality players, it's not even just about having as many players as you can, because we had a lot of players before with Vieira and Ketia and Smith Rowe, but you guys can agree that these players weren't high quality. They weren't good enough really to take us to the Premier League, innit? You know, so yeah.
Mate, I think Smith Rowe's better than Odegaard.
What was that?
I think Smith Rowe's better than Odegaard.
Nah, no chance.
No chance. We should have given him his chance. We should have given him his chance. Maybe he would have been better and a better team. Now he's a big fish in a small pond. Put better players around him.
You could say that. If you look at him at Fulham, he's not exactly pulling up trees. Like he's sometimes.
But the magic moments he's having at Fulham is because the players around him.
Yeah, he had a few.
You put better players around him, better service. Mate, it was an insult. It was an insult to him that he bought Odegaard.
Nah, I don't agree, because I feel like when Odegaard came, it actually elevated Smith Rowe's game. If you remember the season that Smith Rowe scored a lot of goals and he did what he did, like Odegaard was one of the main tickers of that team. He was the main like clock of the team, right? Like
Smith Rowe was replacing him off the bench.
Yeah. Smith Rowe would sometimes. Smith
Rowe was replacing him off the bench.
No. So if you remember when Odegaard came in, Smith Rowe started playing on the left wing most of the time, innit?
He played full striker as well a couple of times as well.
Yeah, he did play false nine. He played false nine against Villarreal and in Europe. Yeah, he did. He did play false nine. But most of the time, we saw that when Odegaard was on the pitch, Smith Rowe played better in it, and Odegaard was one of the main guys that kick-started the whole revolution.
I agree with you. I think Odegaard first come to us, but now he's lost it.
I don't know because I don't know, because at the same time we've only had like three games, right? And of those 3 games, Odegaard
last season Odegaard had a terrible season.
Yeah, but like I said, like last season,
The season before weren't too great either.
Last season, most players in our team had a terrible season. Our best performers last season were probably Timber, Marino, and Rice. I don't know if you guys agree, and Party, obviously, in it. Like
Rice was my player of the season last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like most of our attackers didn't have a great platform last season because when Odegaard went down with his injury, obviously that injury had to come back from it quite quickly because we were also losing other players, right? So when he come back from it, I'm pretty sure that he wasn't fully prepared to actually come back. He probably still was playing through painkillers and all of that, injections, whatever. But it's no excuse in it. But at the end of the day, with 27 injuries, which is the most in the league last season, we still finished second, guys. So that tells you the commitment of the team.
Mate, I think where we come from where we was, from where Arteta's brought us, yeah, I'm proud of because he's brought us back to where he was.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, like, yeah, he is. Like, I'm proud of what he's done.
Of course,
but for me, we should have won silverware before now. So for me, this to be fair is his last season. Without silverware this season, he can't take us any further. Just like Gareth Southgate in England, I took it to 2 finals. I can't take it no more further. See you later. Yeah, that's pretty much.
I think Gareth Southgate and Arteta are completely.
No, I know they're completely different, but I'm saying that mentality. I'm saying they serve their mentality. I can't take it no further. I can't do no more. You know what I mean? There's someone else needs to take it further.
Right. Sorry, boys. I'm going to have to go through these comments. I'm going to go over to Shane Gooner's channel. After this, but let me go through these comments, and I'm going to ask CK to just give us his team, if you don't mind. What team you would pick to play Man City?
Okay.
And then we're going to have to I'm going to have to end the stream because I'm going to be going over to Shane's in about 10 minutes.
Watch Newcastle anyway as well. So.
Oh yeah, they've got Barcelona. Yeah. Give us a score prediction.
What, for the Barca game or for the City game?
No, for Newcastle Barcelona quickly.
I'll probably say 1-0 Barca. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're missing the mean in it, so it would have been more for me.
But, to be fair, I was going to go 1 or 2-0 Barca myself, to be honest.
I'm going
Newcastle. Newcastle ain't got a goal in them without Isaac, mate, to be fair.
Newcastle 1-0. I'm going 1-0 Newcastle. The way they played against Liverpool, I mean, I'm just with 10 men. I can't get out of my head. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. Score predictions for Man City, Arsenal, Man City, I should say.
I've got 2-1 Arsenal. I've got 2 for me. I'd probably say I'd like us to continue our not conceding thing going on. So I'd probably say 2-0 Arsenal. On a good day, 4-0 Arsenal.
Wow. Love the confidence, man. Love the confidence.
Right.
Just one last thing before I'll just go through the chat.
You just made me a bit more confident.
Your team selection. Not what you think Arteta's going to do. What would you do? And your formation?
So obviously I'd still play the back 4 in it, like the normal back 4, but I think I would switch out Mascara for Saliba for this game. I know it has been 3 weeks since he's been available, but I think I have a sly feeling that what it is that he actually has been fit, but he's just not been playing him just because he's saving him for this game. Mascara will get plenty of minutes. He'll probably play against Port Vale as well. So there's no worry there at all. He's still 21. So a normal back 4 with Kepa, Calafiori, and Gabriel. I'd play Timber right back. Hopefully Ben White can make the bench. Then the midfield is a bit tricky. In midfield, personally, so if Odegaard's fit, I'll probably play a midfield of Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard. But if he's not fit, I would probably play a midfield of Zubimendi, Rice, and Nwaneri. And then on the left, I would give Martinelli a go on the left, I think. And then up front, I would probably play Trossard, and on the right, I'll play Madueke. Yeah, the reason I'm playing Trossard up front, this is my thing is, right? So the reason I'm playing Trossard up front is because I feel like when those two come on and they score and assists each other, I feel like in a situation like that, you have to reward that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it rewards that kind of impact with a start. And then also it gives you options as well off the bench. You got Eze, Gyökeres, whoever else is there. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got Marino on the bench as well. So you've got a very strong bench. And City right now, they're absolutely depleted with injuries. And I think that when they come to Arsenal, they will have a little bit of PTSD from that 5-1. And 1 year he also played in that 5-1 and scored an unbelievable goal in it. So it gives him confidence as well.
Yeah.
That game.
We've done it before.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. We're just gonna read through these messages and then we're gonna say goodnight.
Yeah.
Berta was definitely responsible for the Gyökeres and Eze signings. For example, Arsenal always wanted Sesko ahead of. Yeah, we know that static, man. We know that. We know that Arteta wanted Sesko first, at least.
Yeah.
But also,
we were linked to Gyökeres in 2023. The 2023.
Remember, I just see your AFTV. I don't believe they're
It was actually.
I did read something that we sent a scout to watch him at Coventry. But that's all I heard. We sent a scout to watch him when he was at Coventry.
Yeah, we sent lots of scouts to Sporting as well to watch him and Trincao.
Yeah, I know that afterwards. I mean, in 2023, that's what I heard, that we sent the scouts in before he went to Sporting.
Arteta spent over 1 billion and wasted. He has wasted a lot of that money. He has bought a lot of dross. You've got to admit that. Got to admit that.
I don't know about that. That's for the next stream, though. That's for the next stream.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, mate, you've missed a load here, you see, bruv. You've missed loads.
I mean, there were some players. There were some players that we bought there. That I mean, who's that centre back? I can't even remember his name. Lokonga, Tavares.
Yeah, but these guys were less than 100 million though. So same most.
Yeah, well, blimey. So, you know, there's still it all adds up. Yeah. He's bought a lot of. If you think about it, a lot of the money, but a lot of players that he's bought hasn't really worked that well, was it? There are a lot of players. At least I'd say he's bought. How many players he bought? 20 players, perhaps more.
Maybe you should do a stream on it. Go through all of the players and see which ones, like maybe on like.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that next week. We could do a segment.
Which ones flopped and which ones didn't.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that next week. Absolutely. If you're in the chat, you can come on.
Yeah, I'll be here for sure. I'll be here.
Yeah, make sure, bro. Make sure.
Can I read the freaking messages, you?
Sorry.
I was talking to Anthony.
Oh.
That's big brother for you.
ESR actually had a good season last season. This season, he's been up and down. It's only early, man. Static. It's only early, bro. Yeah. As always, Andrew Smith would have been a better captain than Odegaard. This guy sunk the Titanic. Oh my God. I think Odegaard's at it as well. We could talk about that next week, though, as well. Odegaard hasn't been great since he reached his peak 2022, 2023, when he got them 15 goals. Agreed, to be fair. Yeah. Second and no trophy again. So what's that saying? Oh, is he saying that about this season?
Yeah, I think so.
League panel. I've got a bounce. Oh, sweet Static. We've got a bounce as well. I've got to get in touch with Shane. Listen, CK. If you're staying online, go over to Shane Gooner. His name is his channel, Shane Gooner. I'm going to be on the panel there. I think the show's called The Bruised Banana. I'm going to be on the panel. Anthony, if you're staying online, check that one out. I think he's got about four or five of us on there. I'm just waiting for him. But anyway, if you're on there, I'll see you there. If not, listen, you're welcome to come back next week. CK, it's good to have you in the chat. Standing up for yourself and sticking it on me.
Like you said last week, it's just a bit of banter, isn't it? So
yeah, of course, man.
That's what it's about. This is what it's about, man.
Absolutely. Anyway, bless up, yeah, and I'll see you next week.
Come on,
Anthony, I'll give you a ring later, yeah.
All right, go on, brother. See you in a bit.
See you
Ciao,
later,
mate. Ciao.
Maybe I was just